What up, guys? Sorry, it's been a little while. I've been literally in like so many different time zones, and so many things have been going on. There was Serbia. I went to the Philly Trans Health Conference. I started new jobs. What else this weekend I went home for Father's Day to hang out with my family. It's been a little crazy. So I'm sorry about not updating and about the awkward background. This is my new apartment and we're still kind of getting set up. We're only here for the summer, so we're kind of like, well, it doesn't really need to be that well done, right? So we just have like a lot of boxes like right in front of me. There's like a box sitting on another box. Whatever. So, yeah, I just kind of want to update about things because I hit 3 months on T and didn't make a video about it. So 3 months is kind of significant just because it's when a lot of the changes, like on the little packet they give you and stuff, like start becoming more of a reality and more noticeable, I guess. And it's also when you have your first checkup, like after starting T, which is actually what I'm going to go do tonight. So that's exciting, and I have noticed some things that are pretty cool, I think. My voice is like decidedly deeper. I always start with my voice, but this is my voice 3 months on T, and I'm like super pumped about it because I'm getting misgendered like less and less frequently, and I also like I shaved because I went home and I felt a little awkward with my little like gross little stash. But I am getting a little bit of a mustache actually, and it's like kind of like thicker out here and it kind of comes up into here, and then I noticed chin hair, which was really cool. I get like a little patch like right here. I don't know, it was just like this little awkward thing that I noticed, and I was like, well, those need to go because they look disgusting. But I'm excited they're there, and I'm actually getting a little bit of chest hair, which is kind of awkward given the fact that I haven't had top surgery. But like, you know, I knew it was gonna happen eventually. I just wasn't expecting to like start noticing it already. It's nothing serious or like thick, but it's like a little bit here and there. Yeah, hair has been like the thing I've noticed the most. Like my legs are covered in hair now. Like even the backs of my calves, which I think I mentioned one time, like never grow hair like ever. They're actually starting to get hair, and it's not very thick or dark, but it's long, so it's starting to like cover the back of my calf, and it's going all the way up my thigh now, and it's like dark and it's getting thicker. It's not quite as bushy as it is around my ankles, but it's like coming in pretty thick, which is significant because like I didn't have to shave my thighs when I was like living as a girl much, you know, because like most people don't, but also just like it didn't really grow there, so I just like didn't have to worry about it. But now it's like actually getting kind of thick, which is pretty cool. Let's see what else. Okay, the acne has been the downside. Like the acne is really bad, like super gross. It's starting to clear up a little bit. I've been actually like washing my face less, which is seems counterintuitive, but my friend who's been on T for like a long time, I don't know how long he's been on T. Sorry, Brent, but he suggested that he just splashes his face with water basically and like washes sometimes, and so that helped. So I kind of started doing that, and I noticed that it actually is kind of helping a little bit. There's like less like nasty breakouts, and it's mostly just sort of like, yeah, anyway, you don't really need to hear about my acne, but just letting you know, like that is something that's been a major downside for me. It's kind of hurts my self-confidence a lot just because like I look like a pimply faced 15-year-old and I sound like a 15-year-old, so I got a lot of people who are like, you're 21? What? Like at my new job, I was working in the kitchen, and the woman who was teaching me, training me, was like, so how old are you guys? Because there's several of us, and one kid was like, oh, I'm 16. I said 21, and she's like, what? Oh my gosh, you sound like a baby. And she's like, oh, I didn't mean it. Like, she's like, don't take offense to that. She's just like, I'm 25 and I'm starting to feel old, and she like thought I was a lot younger than 21, which I mean, I guess is to be expected because like I didn't even tell them I'm trans. Like they might know, but like nobody has like said anything or asked anything, so it's like kind of my first experience of being stealth in a way, because like they just take me at face value and they see a young man, which is really cool. because I've never had that opportunity to do that before, because everything else when I've started new jobs I was pre-T, and so I had to be like, so even though I know I look and sound like a girl, like I'm actually a guy, and like here are my pronouns and that sort of thing. And with this, I never had to say anything. I just showed up for work, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, here are our new 3 men," you know, because there's me and 2 other new hires, and they're like, "Oh, it's nice to have some guys in the kitchen," you know, this kind of stuff. And because there's just like a lot of women at this job, and they were kind of teasing us a little bit, and it was like really cool, just because I didn't have to say anything. The only person I know who like kind of probably has like knows or is inferred it is like our manager who hired us, because like she got my social security stuff, and like my birth name is on all of my like legal documents and whatnot. So she probably put 2 and 2 together, but even she like just asked me which name I wanted on my like info for the job, and I said Parker, and she was like, okay, cool, and nothing beyond that. And it was just like, I don't know, it was kind of cool. I have never really thought about like the option of being able to go stealth, because it's not something I've ever really wanted so much, because I don't mind being out, and I figure like if I'm gonna do this, like it's gonna be kind of a public thing, so I don't really have that option. But now I'm in this environment where I do, and they just take me for somebody who's young, you know, young guy, and it's really, I don't know, it's weird, but it's interesting. I kind of like it. I kind of understand just in that brief moment a little bit why some guys want to go stealth, which is something I've never really totally understood beyond like safety reasons. So yeah, that's just something I've been kind of thinking about a little bit. Yeah, what else has been going on? I just feel bad because I haven't updated in like forever about anything. And oh, muscle definition. I don't know if I've talked about this at all, but like my arms, like, I mean, not that I'm like built or anything, but just like it's muscle. It's flabby down here, but even that is like, it's like this, which is a lot, but like, and then it's like muscle, and then my deltoids. I mean, it's just, I don't know, like, I have muscles. Yeah, like, and we were walking around Belgrade so much that like my calves are like rock hard right now. Like I don't have to do anything. I just like flex, and they're just like, bam, I have calves. You know, it's like it's kind of cool because I've never been able to put on muscle easily before, and now I'm hitting the point where like my body is reacting to exercise and stuff like a man, which is awesome because I just like I had a lot of insecurities about my body and the fact that like I used to be an athlete. Like I played tennis for 9 years from age 4 to 13, and I was like really serious about it, and even considered like going down like the junior pro track and like all this stuff. So like I grew up as an athlete as a kid, and I was never like a really skinny kid by any means, but I was always fit and athletic, and I like basketball, and I went out for cheerleading and like all this kinds of stuff, you know, because I was sorry, I'm like fidgeting all over the place, but I was really into athletics, you know. And then I got to high school, and you know, it was just like a rough time, and I didn't really do anything, and I gained some weight, and then like I hit college and I gained even more weight, and so I've just been like really self-conscious about that, and just the idea that like my body is responding to exercise so much easier than it has in the past is like a really big thing for me, because I want to start working out this summer and get into a routine before school starts again in the fall, and that way I have like an established routine, and I'm gonna try to get in shape, you know, and I'm gonna be like, you know, muscular. I don't need to be like an Aiden Dowling by any means, but like just to like feel good about myself and to like lose some of the chubbiness and slim up my hips a little bit, you know, because it'll just help with dysphoria, it'll help with passing, it'll make me a healthier person in the long term, and that's like the biggest reason for me wanting to do it. So I just like, I don't know, the fact that my body is like finally like at this point where it's starting to be like, yeah, we can do this, and I'm just like, yes, because mentally I'm like, yes. So it's like 2 things are finally like aligned, which have not been aligned for a really long time, and I think that's for me like a big part of like why I'm transitioning, is just because like I've felt for a long time like my body and my mind are like these 2 disparate glowing orbs that are just like never meeting anywhere. They're just kind of floating around, and like this is starting to feel like they're coming together, and it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. So yeah, that's what's up with me. I want to make a video about the Philly Trans Health Conference. If I didn't already, I don't know. I have to think about that. So yeah, sorry, my phone cut out there for a second. So that's what's been up. This is a really long update video, but I just wanted to like talk at you about about life a little bit. Here is hair progress report. It's getting pretty long. Like when I pull it down over my face, like look at that. It has not been this long in years, and I'm pretty excited. It's starting to get to the point where I can't really just like push it over this way, and I have no idea what to do with it, which is why there was that one video in Serbia where my hair was like parted down the middle and looked awful. So I just want to like try and figure out what to do with it, but it's like this really awkward thing, and I'm just like, you know what, it's summer, I'm gonna be wearing a baseball hat most of the summer anyway because one of my jobs requires it, and my other job I can wear a hat there too. So that's the plan of action. And yeah, if you have any questions, you know, about other things, I've had a few people have been asking me questions recently about transition stuff and like what happens when, what that looks like, and how things are going with me. Like if there's anything I ever missed in these update videos, like feel free to comment below, because I would love some feedback from you guys on what you want to see in these videos, because like you guys are the reason I'm, well, not the total reason, because honestly this is sort of like journaling for me in a new way, but like this is a big part of the reason that I want to do these things, is just like I'm a trans guy who's doing this a little bit later than a lot of people are doing it, and I'm a little bit heavier than a lot of guys who are doing it, and I'm a curvy person, and like there's just not a lot of visibility of that. And that's something we actually talked about at the Trans Health Conference at Philly, was just how there's like a lot of guys who kind of look the same, and like I love all of you, don't get me wrong, but there's not a lot of guys who are heavier set or curvy. There's a lot of guys who are kind of like already thin and, you know, moderately in shape maybe, and that makes things a little bit easier as far as like buying clothes and finding, you know, ways to pass easier. And it's just like your body reacts to hormones a little bit differently because like you have that manlier shape already to work with, and like I'm not working with that. So just like for me, this is like getting a different perspective out there. And so if anybody ever has any questions, if you're a guy who's a little bit more like me and you want to hear about anything, just, you know, let me know. And as long as it's something I feel comfortable sharing, like we're good to go. So I'm gonna get ready to go to work, and I will check you guys later. Peace and love to y'all.